Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be finally starting a new sketchbook. This is the Talents Art Creation sketchbook. I'm coming back to it after using a Brinzel Sketchbook of Dreams book. I just really missed the paper texture on this one, so I'm going back to it. And yeah, I'm going to be starting this one. I'm going to be decorating the cover and doing the first page if I can open it. Oh my god. There we go. But yeah, I chose it in this really pretty pink color. I think I had one like this before. So yeah, I cannot wait to get into this one. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing that I did was write 23 on the cover because this is the 23rd sketchbook that I started. And I should have used a thicker marker for that. It's off center, which is kind of bothering me, but there's nothing I can do about it now. So we're just gonna stick with it. I also wrote sketchbook just because, and I went over the lines to thicken them up a little bit more. And now for the stickers, this is from a package. It just says careful glass. On the top I've got a sticker from a Arctic Monkeys record. I wanted to put that there as well. On the back I just added another one, like careful glass sticker. And another sticker on the cover is I'm just a girl. I got them from my friend. They're kind of funny. And now I'm adding some random funky fish with my Posca markers and some white details, which you probably can't even see, but oh well. On the side I wrote just a simple 23, just to know which sketchbook it is. And now I'm adding some circles. There's going to be a lot of them on this cover. And I smudged them with my hand, obviously, because I just had to. Yeah, and even more fish. Some more random lines. I just really kind of wanted to have fun with it. I never plan out my sketchbook covers, they're always messy. I just add to it as I go. This is probably the first time that I've just sat down and did the sketchbook cover in one go. All of my previous sketchbooks, I just added to them as I worked in my sketchbook. Now I'm drawing some eyes. It's going to be a really messy cover. And for the back, I added a sewing machine, Singer sewing machine sticker that I got from my cousin, and another record sticker, this time from the 21 Pilots album Clancy. And yeah, that's not all for the cover. I'm going to be going back to it at the end of this video. So yeah, for the first page, I really wanted to draw my original character, Mateusz. I've been neglecting my original characters recently, and yeah, art blocks kind of been hitting me hard again. Um, I just don't have the motivation to draw. I got back into Resident Evil lately, so maybe that will like kind of force me to draw a little bit more. But I am taking quite long breaks between drawing, and it's kind of sad, but you know, life just catches up to you at some point. As you can see, I started the sketchbook on the 30th of March, which is more than a month ago. I used a reference for this one. I don't know if I'll be able to find it for you, but I'm quite happy with how this illustration turned out. I really like doing like a bigger, nicer illustration for my front pages, just to kind of have something nice to look at when I go back into this book. It's always nice to have a nice little illustration at the start. For line art, I am using Pentel point liners. These liners have never failed me. I tried using microns before. They got really dry for me really fast. I don't know why, but the Pentel point liners, they never disappoint me like microns did. So yeah, I'm just lining the whole piece. It's probably like 0.3 liner. I really like the texture of the paper in the Talent's art creation sketchbook. My previous one was like way too smooth for me. I didn't really like working with colored pencils in it as much, or like lining stuff. It was like way too smooth for my liking. But this one has a little bit of texture to it, so every medium works a lot better in this one. I have a lot of hair to line in this piece. I gave him sort of like a mullet, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, he's got shorter hair on the front and really long on the back. It's also kind of like wavy. I really had to make it harder for myself with this design. And I'm going to be using alcohol markers to color in this piece. I'm using mostly pro markers. And here I realized that I haven't got any like protection under the paper, so the markers would bleed through to other pages. So I put just a little piece of paper so I don't destroy my other pages. And I laid down the blush first, because I felt like it, no other reason really. And I'm just coloring in his skin and adding some more blush onto his fingertips and his hand and his ears. I also got a little piece of paper just to swatch the colors and see if I like them or not. I have like a whole sketchbook of swatches, but I still like to use a separate piece of paper to swatch them out again. I don't know, it's just... What if the swatch changed over the time, you know? Which is not something that happens, it's just I prefer to swatch them again anyway. Now I'm just shading his skin. And now I've grabbed like a darker but warm toned marker and I'm going over the same shading again. So yeah, it's basically the same as I did before, just some shading. I'm coloring his eyes green, and instead of coloring his pupils black, I just choose darker green. It just makes it look a little bit softer. And for his hair, he's a redhead, so I choose like quite bright orange to color in his hair. And I'm just coloring the whole thing in. Coloring hair is a lot of trial and error for me. I'm basically just adding some random lines. I chose another orange to do some stuff on his hair, but then I realized they were a little bit too similar. They were blending in with each other. So I chose a darker orange. It's more of a red, really, to go over some lines, add some shading, and yeah, just define his hair a little bit more. This is like one of my favorite parts of coloring hair. It's quite relaxing. I just turn off my brain for a little bit and follow the lines. I colored the eye makeup on his right eye with the same red that I'm using for shading. And I'm using this really nice pale blue to color in his other eye makeup. And again with the same blue for his shirt. The Kuretake alcohol markers have a really weird chisel nib. Maybe I have like a really old one, so maybe they changed it, but it's kind of hard to work with. And now I'm going in with colored pencils, my Faber-Castell polychromos pencils to add some more details. Alcohol markers and colored pencils work really, really nicely with each other. I love using them like that, so yeah, I'm just adding some more blush onto his fingertips and his hand, onto his cheeks, nose, his ears, the stuff you usually add blush to. Then I'm going over the liner with a really nice deep red colored pencil. And I'm using another pencil just to add some more details into his hair. A Posca marker that didn't really change anything in this piece, but just know that it's there. And another Posca marker, but this time in this really nice yellow for some highlights. And a white Posca marker for some final details. And now for the left side, I remember that I drew this Sonic and I didn't really know where to put it, so I added it in. I think it looks nice. I wrote the date back and I'm adding a background with this really nice like greenish blue turquoise I guess color. It's really not turquoise, more like bluish green. Let's stick with that. Now I'm adding a quote from a 21 Pilots song, Next Semester, which was supposed to be like a hopeful, fresh start into this book. Start fresh next semester. I really like this song. And I went over the lines just to thicken them up a little bit more. For the Sonic, I'm adding a background, like a checkered pattern. And I'm just doing it for most of the left side in this really pretty pink color. And then I remembered my sister drew me this little shadow, which is so cute. And I just finally had the perfect spot to put it. We are back to the cover. I'm adding some more stickers. This really cute flower sticker, which background melts really well with the cover color. Then I added like a random sticker on the left and on the right side. And some more circles. Like I told you, there's going to be a lot of them on this cover. And then I did a little like a border for the 23 because I thought it looked a little bit empty. Some smiley faces. And I think that's it. That's most of the cover done. So I think that's it. That's the finished spread. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. And this is the cover. I think that I'm still going to be adding to it in the future because it's kind of empty and kind of messy. But I think it suits me and my style. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me work on these. I've got other social media if you'd like to follow me somewhere. I've got TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. All the links will be down in the description below. I hope you're safe whenever you are, or as safe as you can be. The world is kind of crazy right now, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. So bye bye!